Good morning, Robert Scribbler with the OBX Wave Report, filming south and east from Jeanette's Pier as the surfer catches a nice little line here, pumping up and down face, getting a few turns on a nice glassy wave. Waves right now in the range of 2 to 4 foot in the Nag's Head area, and very glassy, as you can see. Some good rides to be had. Beautiful conditions with 80-degree air temperatures, bright sunny skies, ocean water temperatures in the upper 70s and lower 80s depending on where you are in the Outer Banks. And we still have this nice residual storm swell from the Dahlia, which is slowly dying down, and we expect the waves to get gradually smaller throughout the day into tomorrow and then into the weekend. But as we get into the weekend, we are going to be looking south and east out into the Atlantic Ocean at what is expected to be a beast of a storm, and that would be Lee, which is right now approaching hurricane status. The storm is expected to rapidly intensify over record warm Atlantic Ocean waters, record hot Atlantic Ocean waters, areas of the Atlantic right now that Lee is heading toward and passing over as hot as the Gulf of Mexico, which is just unprecedented. And so with all that fuel available and the atmosphere lining up, Lee does not look like Lee is going to be inhibited at all. We're going to get into the reports from the National Hurricane Center as we get into the wave report. But for right now, nice right hand turn there, nice little drop in. A little cut back, but we're going to get into wave conditions before we get into the official reports from the National Hurricane Center as we watch a fun ride down the line right there. Okay, all right, so let's get into some of the official reports from the wave monitors, the buoys, and the wave models. Right now at Nag's Head, waves in the range of 2 to 4 foot and glassy, with an east-northeast swell coming in at 3.1 foot and 11 seconds. Northwest winds at 3 miles per hour, barely perceptible. 80-degree air temperatures, ocean water temperatures 77 degrees. Up to the north, waves in the range of 2 to 3 foot in Virginia Beach. And then heading on down south to Rodanthe, we got 3 to 4 foot waves. Glassy conditions, east-northeast swell, a little bit bigger at 3.5 foot and 11 seconds. Northwest winds also at 3 miles per hour, barely perceptible. Air temperatures around 80 degrees, ocean water temperatures 78. And then further south in Buxton, waves also in the range of 3 to 4 foot and glassy. Air temperatures in the range of about 76 degrees. Ocean water temperature all the way up there to 82. Very warm ocean water temperatures in Buxton as we watch a beautiful wave break here. And another beautiful wave break. Let's see. Woo! All right. Little left-hand turn there. Yep, and the swell at Buxton also out east-northeast of 3.5 foot and 11 seconds. And northerly winds at 3 miles per hour. Last of all at Frisco, waves in the range of 2 foot plus. And glassy as we watch a little spill there. Nice wave on the outside. Does anybody get it? Let's watch. Woo, nice entry. Fast. Turning to the left. It looked like the right was a little bit better holding up. But in any case, let's get down to the information provided by our scientist friends at the National Hurricane Center. Big shout out to all the scientists at the National Hurricane Center, and much thanks for providing the vital life-saving information for those of us living here on the coastline. I did start with Lee. Let's talk about Lee. Lee right now is a tropical storm nearing hurricane strength in the central tropical Atlantic. Last report that I got, max sustained winds around 65 miles per hour. Might already be a hurricane as of this report at 11:35 on Wednesday. This beast, according to the scientists at the National Hurricane Center, is expected to rapidly intensify over record hot waters. The National Hurricane Center shows extremely dangerous Category 4 storm by the weekend, with maximum sustained winds in the 150 mile per hour range. It's worth noting that the forecast strength from the National Hurricane Center can be a little bit conservative, but we'll just have to see what happens with Lee with record hot waters and more favorable atmospheric conditions. This thing could really be a beast by the weekend. Guidance suggests a very powerful storm south of Bermuda and east of the Bahamas by Monday. That is in a zone that puts the East Coast under threat. And some of the longer range model guidance from the European model shows this thing coming ashore or clipping the coast of New England by early to mid next week. So we don't know exactly where this thing's going to go right now. All these forecasts can be taken with a bit of a grain of salt because they are far out, but nonetheless, Lee likely to be at least a major wave maker here in the Outer Banks. Let's pray that we don't get a major Cat 3, 4, 5 hurricane barreling towards shore up here. Dear God, that would be terrible. Okay, there are some other areas of interest in the tropics being monitored by the National Hurricane Center. One is in the eastern tropical Atlantic. This disturbance is heading toward the west through the tropical Atlantic and has a 70% chance of developing into yet another tropical cyclone over the next 7 days. And last of all, we have X Franklin in the northeastern Atlantic, about 300 miles to the northeast of the Azores. And this thing has a 10% chance of redeveloping over the next 48 hours as it heads into some warmer waters. So that concludes our tropical roundup as we watch a surfer riding the beautiful wave here, getting a little curl action there. Looked like almost a little barrel. All right, and as we watch all these storms threaten the U.S. East Coast and rapidly intensify over record hot waters, I'd like to ask you guys to please, please, please do everything you can to help speed the transition to clean energy. Clean energy will help protect our coastlines from the impacts of climate change driven by fossil fuel burning. Clean energy right now, the mass deployable forms of clean energy being wind, water, solar, electric vehicles, batteries, and various efficiencies that help to enable clean energy to have a further reach. Mass deploying clean energy will protect our coastlines by reducing fossil fuel burning. Fossil fuel burning, of course, is the major driver of the climate crisis. So let's do everything we can to help replace the harmful fossil fuels, save our coastlines from such impacts, such terrible impacts of sea level rise due to melting glaciers and the thermal expansion of the ocean. Much more powerful storms fueled by that record hot water temperature, ocean heat waves that harm our sea life, which we all love and enjoy and respect, and also ocean acidification, which destroys our coral reefs and much of the shelled sea life if it gets too bad. So please, please, please do everything you can to help save our coastlines by mass deploying clean energy. And I do hope you guys get in the water today. I did get out for surf session number 178 with a good surf buddy. Good times were had, although I did get a little bonk on my head from the surfboard, so a little ouchy, but no major injury. Please be safe out there in the surf conditions. These are definitely more powerful waves, so be safe for yourself and your fellow surfers, and also be safe for the coastlines by embracing clean energy. We got to do it all, guys. We got to all pull together to mass deploy that clean energy, protect our coastlines, and we will be monitoring Lee for you guys over the coming days. Thank you for joining me once again.